We continue with our discussion on data representation using various tools in Excel in this particular video. And what we're going to use or look at in this particular video is how we can extensively use conditional formatting and features of that to kind of represent data in a very lucid and nice pictorial representation format, colorful representation format in the same tabular format. So let's understand the problem statements. We're going to take a few examples and look at various methods of using conditional formatting for this entire data set. So what we have here is a set of data given about a particular company in various geographies. Let's say talks about gross profits of this company in the fourth quarter of 2013 in these geographies, and then talks about the same data in quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 for these geographies as we look at data. The status is the number of the profit in that particular quarter. The trend is whether it increased or decreased as compared to the previous quarter, right? Now let's say we want to identify which of the particular quarters did it really do well and which of the particular quarters it did not do well. So let's say we are saying if the gross profit is greater than $50 million, it is good. If gross profit is less than $20 million, it is bad. In between is average, right? And then we say whether it went up, went down, or stayed sideways. That's what we want to represent. Now, logically, we can see it and say that, you know, in some of these data went up dramatically, some of these it did not go up dramatically or stayed kind of constant. Some of them fell. So we need to kind of find out which ones did the best and which ones didn't do the best. Let's try and understand that. So basically, it is well represented by something called as icon sets that we're going to use. So select this data, click on conditional formatting, go towards icon sets, and let's say we want to showcase positive, negative in terms of flags, right? So let's click that. So this flags come here. It shows this error because it kind of shows both of these data points. Now we can go to manage rules and edit the rule. So the first thing is that maybe we don't need to show the numbers. We can only show the icons because the numbers are anyway available on the left hand side row, Q1, correct? We can only show the icons. Second, let's look at number points and say that show green when the number is greater than, let's say, 50 and greater than or equal to 20 in terms of number is when we will show yellow, and other than that we'll show it red, right? So let's do that. Let's apply, and you find that the flags are kind of displayed now in the status bar, which means when the profit was slightly above 20 but less than 50, you see yellow flags, which is okay, average, not bad. When you see it greater than 50, you see green flags. Similarly, let's look at trend. Click conditional formatting, go to icon sets, and look at these directional data points. If I look at this directional data points, let's select this. Once again, double click, conditional formatting, manage rules, because I want to show only the data sets, show icon only. And let's say it's up when I'm saying it's a number and any value greater than, let's say, 5 is up, and then number from 0 to 5 is kind of flat, and anything less than 5 is when I consider it to be negative, right? So let's do an OK, apply, and we find that these are kind of flattish, whereas some of them are kind of going up. The ones which have done well are also the ones which have gone up. Now I can either repeat this, or remember we had discussed something about this term called Format Painter. I can select this set, click on Format Painter and select them. Again click on Format Painter, select it in status and trend here, and again click on Format Painter and select status and trend here. Now you note The number increased from 32 to 33, so we saw yellow on both of these. Went up to 81, so we saw above 50 and a huge increase. Above 50 is green, but there is a decline. Above 50 is a green status, but there is a decline. Now this table showcases data sets in terms of, we can immediately look and see that Q3 was the worst quarter, and probably Q2 was one of the best quarters that we see, because there's a lot of green on the display in this. So that's the first example of data representation, where icon sets within